We broke the bearing apart. You know the story about the ship mechanic? He knew where to tap.
Circular pliers are the bomb.
And now that's packed with grease inside there.
She was old and neglected, so we cut her to bare holes and built her up from the ground with our blood, sweat and tears.
So follow our journey as we plan to sail her to new destinations and make lasting memories.
While we waited for our heat exchanger to arrive, we got started on servicing our furlers.
So this is the base of our furler. The drum goes on here. There's two bearings on either side. That bearing is completely seized on, and we actually broke the whole bearing. We broke the bearing apart, and that's how we managed to get it out, but that top piece completely sealed on. We're just going to put a slice in it on both sides and get off. But there's the other bearing. That's what. So anyone that out there that has fin foils, they built in South Africa, and yeah, they're a little bit problematic if you don't keep them nice, well oiled and looked after. There's the remainder of the bearing. This went inside like that, and the remainder is still stuck inside there. We'll get it out now. So there's what we only realize now, there's a groove there, and the only thing that could be a groove on top of a bearing is a circlip, and they use the standard circlip, so the whole thing is rusted, and that's probably what caused the bearing to seize in there. Well, not to seize the bearing itself, but what it's so stuck. Beautiful.
You're gonna have to put that in the
You know the story about the ship mechanic? He knew where to tap. Maybe not.
Let's grind it some more.
It's a film movie. All about knowing where to tap.
No, I'm going to put your fail in the first one.
All about knowing where to tap. Luxem!
Take 3!
All about knowing where to tap.
Oh gosh. Hey!
Oh, you know why we didn't have it center.
Bigger the problem, the bigger the hammer. That's what you always say. Circular pliers are the bomb.
I was struggling too much to get these out manually, so I went to go buy a pair of circular pliers. If you don't know what they are, they got 2 points like that, and you can pull these kind of circlips out. See, you get internal and external ones. These are to do the type that compress, and then you get the ones that open up. Two different pliers, but this one can work for both. You gotta MacGyver it like that when you want to open them. I mean, clearly that's still ongoing, yeah. So for those of you that know Pro Furls, that's what my seal looks like. So it's seen better days. Super hard. And so let's see if there's another O-ring inside here. That's how easy it is now with the right tools. Circlip out. Okay, now we're gonna bang this bugger out. There we go. We're gonna send these for anodizing again to make them look like perfectly new. Refurbishing furlers. And that's what our seals look like.
Oh my gosh, it looks bad.
And what the bearing looks like.
Buggered.
Pretty stuffed.
Circlips all out, seals all out.
Yeah, so these will get acid washed by the guys that are going to do the plating, and then they'll plate it for us. Just love tapping the bearing out at the moment. And we're slowly working it out. Press is always better to fit and remove bearings, but if you don't, one of these little puppies do the job well. Coming. Almost done. So we got our furler all disassembled. The bearings that were bad that you saw, we cut and got them off, got new bearings. stainless steel bearings, and now we're going to assemble everything together and make sure that she works perfectly smooth. And the nice thing about, I mean, this is it's a fin furl Furler built in South Africa. Very well built, you know, it's some nice anodized aluminium, quality of the bearings and the way it goes together, really nice. But I suppose since it's been standing for so long, it needs a little bit of TLC, and that's what we're going to do. And these are internal surfaces, so this will never be exposed. I just want to make sure that everything gets a good generous coat of waterproof grease. Make sure that all the mating surface is nice and clean. Apply some grease to it where the seal is going to seal on. And now that's packed with grease inside there, let's test that turning action. That's nice. We'll clean up, and she's got an Allen key grub screw over there. We'll tighten that in and we'll secure the whole part together. Cool. So that's the first piece complete. There's turning. That's very nice. Pretty awesome. I wish I had two of these furlers actually. I'm very happy with the way they built and kind of the build quality on them, and they're pretty straightforward to service. Okay, so that is the furling drum. So we've got the furling drum clean, and it's going to take one stainless steel bearing over there, one stainless steel bearing over there, and then a cap that sandwiches the entire system together, and then that bolts onto the whole system. So let's get those two on. So here's our two very nice stainless steel bearings, and they go on there. So we've got top side, bottom side of the seating area filled with grease, and some in the middle, why not, for good measure. Base seating area of the bearing, and these are plastic sealed bearings. Push them nicely into place, like that. Look like that, and the reason I put grease on the top was just to give them extra protection. So this shaft runs up the middle and then takes a circlip up top there, which then holds it from separating from the drum. So this is pretty much the furler drum, and what it was, those two bearings, as we showed you, were seized. Put them back in. The shaft got a little bit damaged with those bearings being seized, but it wasn't from us cutting them. They were damaged. We polished it up all nicely. You can see there's the back end still showing how shiny it is. But check at that. Now that is super smooth. There's brand new bearings, everything's stuffed with grease to the maximum, and starting to put it back together, but she's rolling. There's like not even a little hiccup. She's gonna flow so nicely. What I needed was a circlip. We went to the bearing guys again. Jeez, we bought so many bearings. I actually forgot that the circlip had completely corroded away, so we got one out of better material. And I also got some spares. For those of you that don't know what a circlip looks like, it looks like that. So that's what we attach, and that's what holds the whole system pretty much in place. If I show you there, that's how that circlip seats right inside there. So all these furlers are built with incredibly tight tolerances. Everything goes in really tight and fits like that, and it's just to reduce play. So if you feel it like that, there's like zero play at all. Okay, so my furler was completely assembled. The bottom side is working perfectly, but I felt that this wasn't turning that nicely. And then I decided I'm going to take it apart, and what I found was one of the seals were actually damaged. Could have been that I damaged it on installation, or that it just aged, but the bottom seal, the one that I thought would be fine, was actually completely damaged, so I had to strip the whole thing. So we're going to stick it back together again. Piece couldn't even turn beforehand, turning nice and easy. Probably a little bit too much grease in it. Some methods that I use were probably not the most ideal methods to use, so perfect to put those bearings in would probably be a press, but you don't have a press, so you kind of make do with what you have. So let's get started with furler number 2.
We took our profile to get anodized and look new again.
I don't know if I showed how I looked. It's a profile, but we got it re-anodized into this color, and just because they didn't have that green from the profile color. And so let's assemble this baby. But check out that nice anodizing on there. Looks freaking awesome. Well, since I worked on these things, so I need to recheck all the diameters on the stuff before we start assembling everything together. Make sure that we've got all the right parts. So we need 2 of those. 37. So we're just going to do a dry fit assembly to make sure that everything fits perfectly fine. Double check the bearing spacing, seals that we have, and so here's some of the new seals. Make sure that everything fits nice and tight. Yeah, man, as snug as can be. These profiles take a heap ton of, and this is an old profile. They take a lot of circlips and stuff, and I've never done these furlers before, especially the profile ones. And the fin furl, there's no information. Apparently these were built in South Africa, but I couldn't find anything on it. And apparently actually built in PE. So I'm starting by putting the bearing on the piece that goes into the bearing carrier. Like that. I can put a circlip in there that seals already, and I'll just drop this one in and put the final circlip in with the seal. And everything, I'm going to put a heap ton of grease on. That wasn't too bad. So first bearing's in there, and now we need to do the stuff on the back side, which is fit the seal in. And so we're going to go through there and go in like that. So that needs to all go down into there, and obviously you can see those clearances are freaking tight. So I've just finished up with the furler. Man, these things were a mission. I couldn't find any plans. This is the bearing type ones, one of the older profiles. Yes, we made it orange. And they take one bearing in the middle, and surprisingly, like there's almost no deflection with only one bearing. 2 seals and a whole bunch of circlips. The tolerances in these things are super fine. So it is a mission to get it going, but finally, after the 3rd time rebuilding it, I built it right. And hopefully she'll last a while.
Stay tuned till next week where we tick off some more items off our list. Launch day is getting closer and closer. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe below if you haven't already and give us a big thumbs up. If you'd like to support our production, you can do so by joining our awesome patron family, make a once-off donation via PayPal, or buy a shirt via our website. Links in the description below. Thanks to our awesome new patron, Joshua Milak.